Now another cruise ship with a coronavirus outbreak on board is sitting in South Florida waters.
The Coral Princess is docked at Port Miami with dozens of sick passengers and crew members forced to stay inside.
Local 10's Syra Anwar is live. And Syra, we know the critically ill are now in the hospital. When are the other passengers expected to disembark?
So, Nikki, I was just texting back and forth with a man who is still on board. He says they have not been told anything as far as a timeline of when they're going to all finally get off. But take a look. You can see some buses lined up here in front of the Coral Princess. This is in Port Miami. But again, those people on board say they don't know when they'll actually be getting on those buses. Passengers aboard the Coral Princess waiting to find out when they can disembark and head home while self-isolating on the docked ship Sunday morning. More than 50 Floridians departing the Coral Princess cruise ship Saturday night, one of the first groups of passengers cleared to return home after docking at Port Miami Saturday morning. The ship initially turned away from Port Everglades after officials learned of 12 positive COVID-19 cases and 2 deaths on board.
Those with symptoms will not be allowed off the ship.
Mayor Carlos Jimenez says the ship had to submit a plan for the Coast Guard's approval before docking. On board more than 1,000 guests, 993 cleared to go home. 27 must now quarantine on board until doctors declare them safe to travel. That's on top of another 878 crew members, 38 of them also showing symptoms.
I'm a firefighter, and to me, it's the best. We have to save lives, and there are people dying on that ship.
Passengers recording this video showing 2 bodies being removed. Hours earlier, Sky 10 captured the first of 2 critically ill patients being loaded into an ambulance, then rushed to Larkin Community Hospital in Hialeah.
So I do have a big thank you for the city, Miami, Port Authority.
Rob John from Minnesota is one of the many out-of-state guests who remains on board waiting to disembark. He's thankful to Miami-Dade officials for allowing the ship to dock so he can head home.
We quite honestly thought we'd be anchored off somewhere in the Bahamas waiting for approval.
So you can see passengers right now just waiting to see what happens, waiting to see when they can board those buses. So the plan is for those buses to take these passengers straight to the tarmac at MIA, where they'll get on chartered planes to major airports. And while that appears to shield members of the public from these potentially exposed passengers, we do know that as soon as they get to those major airports, there is nothing stopping them from hopping on a commercial flight to their final destination. And for the latest on the story, be sure to follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Syra WPLG. We're live at Port Miami this morning. Syra Anwar, Local 10 News.